Hey, is a fight with you like fending off a plague of locusts? Do you love bugs more than the lady from B-Movie? Well, congratulations! You might be a Swarmkeeper. But what is a Swarmkeeper? Well, start setting up your apiaries, find someone who shares your love of hanging tiny corpses on the wall, and prepare to become one with the hive, because we're about to start bugging out. You know what really bugs me about Rangers? Strap in, there's gonna be a lot of those. It's the fact that some of these goobers have some of the coolest concepts but struggle desperately with follow-through. Take the Monster Slayer. Great concept, okay execution. Or the Beastmaster. They love that subclass so much they did it twice. It just seems sometimes the Ranger subclasses are so lackluster they give me no inspiration to play them. But not today, baby. Oh man. Get ready to float like a butterfly and sting like a bee, because we've got a whole hive of minions ready to give you more lumps than some British tea. Have you ever wanted to command a cloud of death by throwing that thing in a circle and accosting your opponents with the overwhelming might of a million bees?
Not the bees!
The Swarmkeeper is the sleeper subclass in the Ranger family, as when you first look at it you may think, yeah, I get it, insects or whatever. But you, my friend, are thinking way too small. Like a bug, you get it. You see, the Swarmkeeper's secret weapon is the fact that their utility makes them not only an all-around great pick for any campaign, but your ability to summon the swarm can take on just about any form you want, from the classic Bug Brigade, a pack of pixies, some Alfred Hitchcock's The Bird Energy, or my favorite, just a bunch of little guys. So remember, when you're up against the wall, it's great to have backup, but when facing down the hive, no bad guy will survive. But first, do you have a morbid curiosity for the dark and twisted? Have you ever wondered what happened after a TPK? Well, you can find out all of those secrets and more in Erevan's Guide to Death and Beyond. This upcoming 350-page tome is jam-packed with all the spookiness you can handle, and Archvillain Games has come out the gate swinging with brand new 5e death mechanics, 10 mega bosses, each with its own many, 10 profane layers, 8 terrifying races, and new dark subclasses like the Circle of Graves Druid or the Guardian of the Deep. Set within the Valley of Death, adventure forth through strife and turmoil as you set out to conquer inevitability itself, or perhaps fall to its cold clutches as so many have before you. But remember, when it comes to this life, there are no survivors. If you want to try your hand against fate with Erevan's Guide to Death and Beyond, you can do so at the link below and support the Kickstarter right now, with backers getting up to 40% off discounts, incredibly detailed minis, and much, much more. So go over there and show your love, and tell them Yumba sent you. A huge thanks to Archvillain Games for sponsoring the show. And now, back to the video. So you want to learn how to bug yourself and others. Well, to do that, you gotta start out as a Ranger. Rangers get stuff like Favored Foe to mark a creature they're fighting like their very own built-in Hunter's Mark and deal extra damage on attack rolls, almost like you send in a little buddy after the bad guy that can give them a nasty sting once per turn. Or Deft Explorer, which comes with a suite of buffs like Canny for expertise in one of your skills and 2 additional languages. Unfortunately, talking to bugs isn't one of them. You just do that.
Hello, bees!
At second level, we grab ourselves a fighting style like Archery Defense, Archery Dueling, Archery 2-weapon fighting, or hey, look, Archery, that will help you take on baddies but also deliver a nasty sting of your own. As well as spellcasting for some Ranger spells, which are mostly buffs, but you can get things like Speak with Animals to, actually hear the bugs talk back. That's cool. Which is great because 3rd level gets us Primal Awareness for additional spells to our list, and it's fine. Completely okay ability. Hard mid-tier energy, like most other Rangers. Anyway, wait, is that what I think it is? Because it sounds like we just raised an army of tiny soldiers to do our bidding. And when you gather the swarm at this level, you get to choose what your minions look like, from the simple, like that bee lady on TikTok, to the exotic, like a flock of bats, or a cauldron. Look that up, it's real. But however you flavor your cloud of death, you can send them into battle once per turn to deal an extra 1d6 piercing damage, shove enemies 15 feet in any horizontal direction, or pick you up and move you 5 feet to try to get you out of danger. You even get more spells like Mage Hand that also takes the form of your swarm, so your buggy buddies can bring you stuff from across the room, and Fairy Fire, to which I like to think of as lightning bugs attaching themselves to your enemies so they can't become invisible and attacks against them are always at advantage. Damn. Now with your contingent of catastrophic creepy crawlies that can swarm an enemy faster than Taylor Swift fans, you can deliver pain quickly, efficiently, and with a nasty bite. So naturally we'll get an extra attack at 5th level for another attack per attack action, as well as more bugged themed spells like Web to trap enemies on the failed save and feel like a friendly neighborhood something or other. At 6th level, Deft Explorer gives us another buff with Roving to increase your speed by 5 feet and give us a climbing speed to get up those trees and convince the bees to work for you, and a swimming speed to do the same with lobsters? Krill, I guess? whatever a sea bug would be. But it's 7th level where our swarm becomes a writhing tide. Now as a bonus action, you can command your tiny friends to lift you into the air and give yourself a 10-foot flying speed for a minute, a number of times a day equal to your proficiency bonus. And while this may not seem very fast, the utility of movement is incredible to avoid ground attacks and traps you may come across, or get to those hard to reach places for a better vantage point. Or just hover above a crowd covered head to toe in bugs to scare bystanders. That'll definitely freak out Michael with a bee.
Stop. Where? Where's the bee?
There's a bee?
Bouncing up to 8th level, we pick up Land Stride, which allows our swarm to help us navigate through difficult terrain and gives us advantage on getting out of spell effects that could trip us up. While 9th level gets us Gaseous Form, which usually turns people into a sentient fart cloud, but in this case looks more like a huge cloud of bees, which is much less silent but a lot more deadly. At level 10, we get Nature's Veil to spend a bonus action to become invisible for the round, as well as Tireless from Deft Explorer, so you can give yourself some temp HP as a bonus action, and you no longer have to sleep a full night, being able to recover exhaustion in a single hour. So you can do more bug stuff, I guess. Which reminds me, starting at 11th level, our Mighty Swarm gets a nice buff, upping the damage from 1d6 to 1d8, making creatures moved by our swarm also fall prone, and providing half cover if our swarm moves us for added protection while you're ducking away. At 13th level, we grab the spell Arcane Eye for a little invisible sensor we can see through that allows us to send a spy into the mix and scout out danger on our behalf, and Vanish at 14th level so we can hide as a bonus action. A 2nd level rogue ability at level 14. Rangers are so neat, huh? But we're not just any ranger, so let's shake off that stink as much as we can with our last Swarmkeeper ability at level 15, Swarming Dispersal. Now whenever you take damage from an enemy, you can spend your reaction to not only give yourself resistance to that damage, but also teleport into a cloud of bugs, reappearing 30 feet in any direction. This is on top of any other ability you may have active, like your flying speed. So your swarm can be doing a ton of the heavy lifting, getting you around the room while you focus on targeting the bad guys, which is pretty sick. And if that somehow wasn't enough, at 17th level we pick up our last Swarmkeeper spell, Insect Plague, to focus your swarm in a 20-foot area sphere, causing the bad guy to take 4d10 piercing damage on a failed save, and lightly obscuring the area with just an absurd amount of bugs. But wrapping up with some ranger stuff, we give Feral Senses at 18th level to become aware of any invisible creatures within 30 feet of us, as our insects figure out how to give us a heads up just in time. And Foe Slayer at level 20 so you can add your wisdom modifier to the attack or damage roll of one of your attacks per turn. And while extra damage is great with all the bonuses you can stack already, potentially turning a miss into a hit is as baller as you can get while still wearing a beekeeping suit. But does the Swarmkeeper bring the sting? I certainly think so. Okay guys, I gotta admit something to you all. As I was writing this video, I had a few moments of thinking, do I like Ranger? I know. But this is 4 Ranger videos in a row that I've loved, and I mean... Look, the Swarmkeeper is good. Great, even. I really like this subclass. The amount of flavor you can give your swarm gets the hamster in my noggin working overtime to think of new ways to chase people down with bugs. Like, I actually just now thought of those little robots from Big Hero 6 on a Warforged Swarmkeeper. Like, how cool would that be? Anyway, and all of your Swarmkeeper abilities, from the fly speed, the extra damage, the shove ability, the teleporting, mwah, amazing, you got me, I love it. But, as always, it's the ranger stuff that I feel like holds the subclass back just a smidge. With every awesome swarm ability or spell, there's also just a weird ranger thing that's a holdover from when this class was pure garbage, and it can be a little jarring. But if that's my only complaint, that's actually pretty good. So for me, this subclass gets a solid B. Lean heavy on the bug stuff, less on the ranger stuff, and you have an incredible subclass in pretty much any campaign. Just remember, on some of that ranger crap, you just gotta let it be. Last one, I promise. So if you've got your honey supply fully on lock, can hold a town hostage with a supply of calamine lotion, and can't be bothered with the haters because you're gonna be doing your thing,
Do it. Okay, I'ma swing it this way. I'ma swing it that way.
guess what? You might be a Swarmkeeper. Hey guys, if you made it this far, I can't thank you enough for watching. After taking a little break, I am super happy to be back in the saddle, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like, subscribe, and all the YouTube stuff, and if you want to see your favorite subclasses come up sooner, make sure to shout them out in the comments. Also, if you want your name up here with other Class X, make sure to check out the Patreon. You can get a shout out for as little as $1, with the highest tiered patrons getting games DM'd by me. So for those guys, King Osiris, Miles Nyard, Sora Sin, Tedsy, and Spider Lover, y'all are the best. And if you want even more of my wacky antics, check us out on Discord. We're always having fun over there. But until next time, I love you, and I'll see you very soon.